Welcome to Always Analog, where we celebrate the beauty of analog technology in a digital world. Today we're going to look at a mechanical pencil that kind of looks like a regular Woodcase pencil, don't you think? This is one that I had picked up some time ago online, and I don't, for the life of me, it was so long ago, I don't remember where or when. That's actually the name of an old song, Where or When. But anyways, let's take a look at it. This is a Ohto sharp pencil. The model is APS 280E, and then it says Japan. But what I really liked about this pencil is how much it sort of mimicked a natural Woodcase pencil, which I love natural Woodcase pencils. So what I thought, okay, now the only thing about this pencil is it only came in one core size, which is a 0.5 millimeter. So fairly thin, certainly thinner than I am used to. But it also did not anywhere tell me what kind of core, what kind of, graphite refill it has in it. So I don't know if it's a B or an HB or a what. We're going to try to figure that out together. So let's just look at the pencil, shall we? So let me get a little closer here so you can really see the detail. And I mean detail because they even sharpen. Look at this. Even the tip has got that scalloped, sharpened edge. And then you can see with a little brass tip here where the lead comes out. I guess I should say established in 1929, since they make a deal out of that and put it on the pencil. This is black. Nicely done. There's no other markings. Here's a sticker that came with it. And, well, I'll peel this off at some point. But it's just the UPC code. And then we get to the back. Oh, it's hexagonal, by the way, in case we should note that. And then we get to the back end here, and we see it has really what appears to be just a typical ferrule that you would see on any Woodcase pencil here. It's crimped on, and then at the top, where it differs is you have this piece here. So two things to note. It has an eraser, which from everything I can gather is not, it might be about, it might be a little bit smaller than a standard eraser, because I think, let me pull this out. All right, so here's the ferrule. I think you could get a standard eraser in there. But then we have this insert where you've got this. You see that little tube there, which is in the center of the two wood slats. That's where the refills go. Okay, that's where you're going to put your 0.5 millimeter leads. And then we've got this eraser that goes in here. So this eraser, you couldn't pull an eraser out of a standard pencil. It would fit in here, but then of course you couldn't press down. You'd lose your advancement. So you'd have to shave it down, I guess, a little bit to fit in there. And they probably sell refill erasers just this size, which I'm not aware of. But now, speaking of that, I'm going to, let me pull out a little bit so we can see this happening. And we're going to You see, we're poking out there. There it is. Advancing the lead. That's all there is to it. Really simple, but in typical, there's this beauty in the simplicity of this Japanese mechanical pencil, and I just love how, if this was just in a pencil cup, it just looks so much, really mimics beautifully a natural pencil. So let's try writing. So you can see the line there, fairly thin. And so far, point retention is pretty good. I'm guessing this is an HB core. It feels like it. It kind of looks like it. But this is let me do this. I have a Pentel Graphlet 0.5 millimeter here with an HB core in it. So let's, just to compare, they're fairly similar. So I think what we have here is in the Ohto, is a HB. Something about this thinner line does certainly give you the feeling that it is perpetually sharp. I'm going to advance it now for the first time. Give me a little bit more here. Very comfortable. Very little, hardly any smudge. So let's try our little eraser here that came with our pencil that's attached. It doesn't do a remarkable job, I would say, like most attached erasers. But if we break out our favorites here, our tried and true collection of block erasers. Okay, I don't know where that blue smudge came from. I must have had it on there. It erases very well. So But if you, again, just to hold it like any other sort of regular pencil, that's exactly what it feels like in the hand. And if you're not paying attention, you may even forget that you have a mechanical pencil. Okay, so there it is, the Ohto Sharp pencil. I guess if you wanted to, you could put other grades of 0.5 millimeter cores in here and customize it the way you want. I love the fact that it is actually wood and done very, very well. So, this was a fun one. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And please share, like, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll look forward to seeing you again here on Always Analog.